Where can I find clients? That is what today's episode is all about. I'm going to share with you 6 different places where you can find your first or next health coaching client. Now, I know that this can be a source of a lot of frustration and confusion, and I know that especially when your business is new, it can feel like maybe there's a secret place where great clients are hanging out, and if only you could crack into that place, then everything would be great. If you feel like you're missing something, you probably are, to be completely honest, but the thing that you are missing might surprise you, because the place where your dream clients are hanging out might be right under your nose. Okay, let's get to these tips. So the first place to look for your first or your next client is your existing network. This is definitely your lowest hanging fruit, and it's the best place to start. However, so many people hesitate to do this. Now, when I say network, this can be your personal network or a professional network, but basically this is the list of people who already know us. Now, a lot of people don't love the idea of hitting up their friends and family and trying to sell them things, of course, and that is not necessarily what you're doing here. What I often tell clients to do is to take a sideways sales pitch. So this is when you reach out to the people that you know and you say, I'm so excited to be launching my new business. I'm going to be helping such and such type of people who are struggling with such and such problem to achieve these results through my unique method of ABC. And obviously, the more specific you can be with this, the better. And then you simply say, do you know anyone like this? Now, some people will say, actually, you're describing my sister. She needs this so much. And then, of course, you can take it from there. But it's amazing how often people say, yeah, that's me you just described. Maybe I should talk to you about getting some help. So that's the sideways sales pitch. And I have had so many clients get their first paying clients from their existing network in exactly this way. Place number 2 is to begin to expand your network by, well, networking. You get out there and start connecting with people. This is tried and true. You can join community events, and these can be formal business networking groups like BNI or eWomen's Network or any number of other networking events or groups. And there are so many of these, and especially now that restrictions are lifting in so many places, we are all craving getting back together with each other. And these kinds of events and organizations will definitely be booming. Now, the best approach to take with these is to not just come in strong and sell, but to start by getting to know people and doing more asking than talking about yourself, and really starting to build some genuine connections and also following up. Beyond those formal networking events and groups, there are all kinds of other locations where your ideal clients are gathering, and these are just great places for you to go to and to start making connections. So for those of us in the wellness space, some of the best offline locations and communities are yoga studios, Pilates studios, gyms, Whole Food stores, spas, and places like that. It's very likely that your ideal clients are actually at these places because this is where people who are motivated to become healthier and happier, this is where they're hanging out. These are people who have already raised their hand and invested in their well-being. And these are the people you can absolutely serve. Now, do I suggest that you start handing out your business cards in the locker room at your local gym? No, definitely not. As with all marketing tactics, there are good ways of doing things and bad ways. With stores and centers and studios, I think the best way is to make a connection with the owner or the manager and then lead with service. So you can offer to do a talk or a free presentation or some kind of collaboration or event. This is win-win because the studio is providing value for their clients and you're getting exposure to some really great prospects. But it's not just yoga studios and gyms. When I was first starting out in coaching, I did a lot of talks at libraries, recreation centers, cultural centers in the community, like the local Jewish Center, the Rotary Club, and so many others. These are just terrific ways to get out there and share what you know and start to build an audience. Also think about schools, depending on your niche. If my niche was the busy mom niche, I would definitely be reaching out to my boys' schools because they often do information evenings showcasing community speakers and bringing guest speakers in. That would be just such a great place. And if your school offers the same kind of thing, then that would be a great in. Place number 4 is Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups. So now we're looking online. Facebook groups have been around for a while, of course, and it is true that some of them are really crowded and some of them are really promotional, but there are definitely some gems out there. So Facebook groups, and of course LinkedIn groups for that matter, they can be a really great place to connect with your potential clients, because of the fact that the groups are usually focused around a particular interest. It's so easy to find groups for any particular interest that you want to focus on. If you wanted to specialize in helping gamers to be less sedentary, because let's say you love gaming, but you also love fitness, then you can get yourself into some gaming communities and start talking to people. If you're a life coach and you want to help empty nesters design the next act of their lives, then you can hop into some groups that are specifically for empty nesters. If you want to coach people to adopt a paleo diet, then there are paleo diet groups out there, that's for sure. The people inside groups on Facebook and LinkedIn, they have gathered because of a common interest. And the group has literally done the work for you of gathering your potential clients all in one place. And from there, it's up to you to get in front of people and to share what you know and to answer questions and be of service in ways that will lead them to potentially be interested in hiring you. Again, this does not mean going into a group and spamming it with overly self-promotional messaging. Nobody likes that, and of course, most groups have rules against that. What it means is making connections and building relationships and showing up as someone who can help others and is interested in doing so. You lead with value and connection, and then your conversations with people who are interested in taking the next step with you, they'll start organically moving in that direction. That's how you build a community and a tribe of people who are magnetically drawn to you. All right, place number 5 is your past clients. Now, of course, this only applies to you if you have already had clients, but you don't have to have had a lot of past clients for this to work, even just a couple. But this is such a good source of potential clients. We get so focused on finding new clients that we forget all about this potential source. This can look like you inviting past clients to re-enroll with you or telling them about a new program that you've created, but it could also look like you reaching out to tell them about your Refer a Friend program. So offer incentives like loyalty discounts if they re-enroll with you or rewards for referring a friend, like you could gift them with a free bonus session with you. Especially when I was beginning as a coach, I did this a lot and I got a lot of new clients this way. All right, place number 6, the final place that we're going to cover is other people's audiences. So what I mean by this is whenever or wherever someone has done the work to gather people together, ideally people who have shared interests or characteristics. So an example is like Facebook groups, as we just talked about in a previous tips, but there are plenty of others. For example, someone else's podcast. So let's say that someone has done the work of creating a podcast and putting out regular episodes on a topic that totally aligns with your niche. They have been building their listenership, their audience loves them and tunes in every week, and then you pitch yourself to be on that podcast, which means you get to parachute in and show up as a featured guest expert, and instantly you're in the ears of hundreds or thousands of your ideal client. This is a super powerful strategy, and it's a win-win because trust me, podcast hosts are generally in need of content. So you're not imposing on them as a guest. They literally need you and you are doing their work for them. Now, the same is true for any other place where people have gathered a like-minded audience. So conferences, virtual summits, YouTube channels, there are lots of opportunities once you start looking around with this perspective. Okay, so there you have it. Those are 6 high-value places where you can find your first or your next client. So just to recap, the 6 places that we talked about were 1, your personal network, 2, those real-life networking groups and events, 3, offline locations and communities like yoga studios and spas, 4, Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups, 5, your past clients, and 6, other people's audiences like podcasts. Now, I'm hoping that I've given you tons of ideas of where to go to find new clients, but if you want even more, and specifically you want some strategies for how to get those clients, not just where to go and show up, but what to actually do when you get there, then I've created a checklist that is going to help you with this. It's called 12 Ways to Get Clients Checklist, and you can download it for free just using the link in the description box. So go ahead and click that link now, and you will have a resource in your hands that will give you specific ideas and strategies for how to get new clients for your health coaching business, because that's what we all need, right? And it is what I want for you. Okay, that brings us to the end of this episode, and now I would love to hear from you. Drop me a comment if you are watching on YouTube, or find me on Instagram. I'm at Dr. Kim Foster, just to let me know which of the 6 places I talked about in this episode, which is the one that you're going to start with. Don't start with all 6. Just choose one and go all in. All right, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. As always, have an amazing week, and I will see you again next time.